Peace and love, family. Thank you for checking me out. I'm out here enjoying nature. I tell you, it's the best medicine. First, I want to give all honor to the Most High God. This video right here won't be too deep. Just going over some thoughts. I want to talk about Kundalini, and which has played a big part in my spiritual awakening, which has really enlightened me. But what I want to do is I want to kind of break it down, and I'm going to pretty much speak. And I'm going to speak pretty much like speaking from my experience. I can't speak for nobody else, but just from my experiences. As far as how, when I had my Kundalini, how it had affected me, okay, and all the beautiful, awesome gifts that came with it. Everybody's different, but in a way, everybody is the same. But what I like to do first, I think about Mother Nature. It's awesome. Mother Nature takes care of itself. I'm gonna say herself. She takes care of herself. And I think about our trees. I think about our trees that are connected to Mother Earth. And you know, as long as it's connected to Mother Earth, it's plugged into the source. It's plugged into its main source that gives it life. And think about it, as long as that tree is plugged into Mother Earth, she will bear much fruit. She will keep producing her own, starting off as a seed, and from there, she just grew real strong, and start producing of her own. And but of course, once she's unplugged or uprooted, shall I say, from Mother Earth, she dies. She's no longer plugged to the source. Now you might say, IQ, what they got to do with the Kundalini? Well, the Kundalini, my understanding of it, it's a cosmic, it's a special cosmic force. And for some reason, everybody's not going to have this experience. But like I said, I want to just speak from my experience, okay? Kundalini it is a cosmic force, and it awakens. Some people provokes it, and for some people it happens naturally. Now, getting to me, for me, it happened gradually, naturally. I didn't try to bring it on. And be honest with you, I wouldn't want to try to bring it on, because that's something you don't want to play with. That's a very strong force that hits your body. But anyway, my experience, first, my spiritual eyes was awakened first. My pineal gland was activated. I had that experience first, to where I was able to see through my spiritual eyes. I don't know how far in between to where I started having a Kundalini, but I would say once my third eye was open, it wasn't too far from it. Eventually, I started having a Kundalini. Now, when I was having this Kundalini, actually I had it twice. The first time it hit me back to back that night, and It's a strange feeling. Everybody's different. Some people say that, they start feeling it from within themselves. But me, I started feeling this strange energy outside of myself first. I was asleep and it hit me in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden I became conscious and I was aware that there was a strange force that was trying to enter my body. And I was aware of this. And that force hit the back of my spine, and my body started to vibrate. And I can feel the force moving like this. It was moving like this in my back, working its way on up my spine. And I do remember I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. That I do remember. Now, the first time it hit me that night, it didn't travel all the way up to my crown. It stopped right here, below my arm. And for whatever reason, I guess I had a blockage. What it does is clearing out, I guess your chakras. It's trying to do its perfect, whatever that is doing. It's trying to do its perfect job in you. It's trying to clear out your chakras. And a lot of times, we all have issues that we're dealing with, whether it's with our heart or dealing with our lower part of ourselves. And sometimes it doesn't make it all the way up. For me, the first night it didn't. I was trying to fight it, and the more I try to fight it, it hurt. I can't speak for everybody else, but yeah, if you try to resist it, it does hurt. It already feels like a shock to your body, electrical shock. Nothing that's going to really harm you, but it is some kind of electrical force that's hitting your body. And the more you try to resist it, I know for me, the more I try to resist it, it was hurting. It was hurting. And I noticed it had left me that first night, and then it came back. It came right back. But for some reason, it never made it all the way up. It just stayed right here. Right here. And I don't know how far in between. All I know is it could have been a week or less than 2 weeks. It came back again. That was the second time, and it made it all the way up to my crown. And I never forget, even though I felt paralyzed, I never forget I was able to muster up enough strength to open my eyes, at least, like this. And my room was filled with this whitish blue light. I couldn't see anything. My room, it's like, it felt like my head split. It felt like my head opened up and light just shot out. And it was whitish blue. And I remember looking like this, and then I closed my eyes, and I don't remember anything else. All I can tell you, family, after having that major experience, once it make it from the back of your spine all the way up to your crown, once it reach up here and your head split open, or whatever that it does, and that beam of light shoot out of your head, that's the point for me of enlightenment. And from there, that's when I started receiving all of my gifts. And I can't speak for nobody else, but for me, a Kundalini is not negative. I wouldn't trade it for nothing. From my spiritual eyes being awakened to having this Kundalini, it's been truly a gift from above. And it's far precious. It is far precious than silver and gold. It really is, because for me, having this Kundalini, this enlightenment, shall I say, it has blessed me with gifts that I believe that were already within me. A lot of us have gifts that are already dormant within us, They're just not awakened. Something about a Kundalini, it awakens everything. Can you imagine all of your gifts that you didn't know that you had all of a sudden are awakened? All of a sudden you have these like psychic sorts of gifts. You get to a point of you start having a sense of knowing. You get to a point of where you are seeing through the veil, which you see through the veil anyway when you're seeing through your spiritual eyes, but it's more sharper. You're seeing your star family. You're sensing energy. All of these things come with it. Um, you're seeing higher dimensional beings, especially when you're operating in a frequency that's high and you're operating in love. You know, you're at the point where you pretty much attract what you are, shall I say. You attract what you are on the inside. If you operate in a place of love, that's what you attract, okay? Um, the world as you know it is totally, it has, I mean, everything just changed, you know. You can read between the BS, you know when they're telling the truth and when they're lying on the news. I kid you not, family. One of my favorite shows now is, it comes on, it's some kind of investigation show. I've got the name of it, but it's one of those shows where they have like they be talking about a lot of people who are missing, and or people who've been murdered, and you trying to figure out, you know. I think is it investigation? Hmm. I done had a brain freeze moment. I apologize, but anyway, it's some kind of investigation show that comes on, but now I like watching shows like that because, you know, like I say, it comes with gifts. Now I can figure things out. I can figure out who was the person that murdered the person, and I can also figure out also whether if a child is missing. I can go to my higher self, and that's one of the gifts as well for me is seeing my higher self. You know, before I wasn't seeing my higher self. Now I can see my higher self with my eyes closed, with my eyes open. That's one of the gifts. And it's just amazing, family. It's amazing when you have a Kundalini, all the possibilities that are there for you, you know, that once wasn't. You know, it just, you know, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. I can go on and on and on, but you get what I'm saying. You know, having a Kundalini, you know, it's nothing negative about it. A lot of people have their own opinions, but for me, they've all been positive. My experience having a Kundalini has been very positive. Now, during the time when I was having it, at that time, was it positive for me? No, it was not, because I didn't know too much about it and I was fighting it. But I tell any of you, if you are sensing that you're having one and you will know, don't fight it, don't fight it. Let it do what it do. Let it do its perfect job in you. You know, so it can go through those channels in you, so we can clear them out and work on your chakras, and you know, let it go all the way on up your spine. For some people, I think it hits them once, and it make it straight up to their crown. For some people, you know, they have it more than once. You know, all I know is for me, I had it twice, and that second time was when it made it all the way up. But like I say, you know, that second time, once I realized that it came back, I just relaxed. I just relaxed and let it do what it do. And I don't know how long I was lying in my bed, vibrating, because that's exactly what you're going to feel. You're going to feel a sense of intense vibration going on in your whole body, as well as feeling that grind. It's feeling that unknown cosmic force in your back, you know, working its way up your spine. But It's amazing. It's amazing. And like I say, you know, going back to the word, Christ said that knowledge will increase. Okay? And he also said he put out his spirit upon our flesh. So, like I said, I give the Most High God, all the praise and, um, all the credit for all of this, allowing his children to wake up. Because a lot of us being in a deep, deep, deep sleep, going by what man tells us, going by what the news tell us, the powers that be tell us, and, you know, having this gift of being enlightened, you know, uh, people cannot tell you anything. You get to the point of being able to read people. Sometimes you might read their thoughts. I kid you not. Um, it gives people like a superhuman type of ability, and I truly believe that a lot of us in our past lives, due to our ancestors and all of that, I truly believe that they've had these abilities. As with DNA, a lot of things are passed on. Some things are skipped. But a lot of these gifts that you're having now, family, a lot of them have been dormanted. Um, they've been there all the time, but due to the gift of having the Kundalini, it has awakened the gift, shall I say. And for those who think Kundalini is a bad, negative thing, I can't do anything about that. All I can do is speak on my truth. But this Kundalini cosmic force that comes from the universe, it is truly a gift. And once you're plugged in, that's the point I'm trying to make. Once you're plugged in, wow, the unlimited possibilities. It produces all kind of fruit. All your gifts just they just sprout. Even the gift that you already had, you know, it's like even the gift that you already had, it enhances your gift that you already been using. It's just amazing. It's amazing. And like I said, especially when you're trying to master yourself, oh, it's the bomb. But anyway, as you see, I was just trying to connect the two, letting you see how special having a Kundalini is. Comparing it with, you know, our trees. They bear much fruit, but it's connected to Mother Earth. Well, so do we bear much fruit when we're connected to the source, the cosmic source, the God of the universe. Well, I'm sure I gave you something to think about, but a lot of this you already knew anyway, family. And for those that's new to this idea, according to my experience, it's been positive. Like I say, when it hits you, just relax and let it do what it do. Bye for now. My kings, my queens. Bye for now.